Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and it's interesting because you see all the people that are saying, well, the new minimum requirements for 24H2, well, that'll be, bypassed in some way. And here's the thing that makes it unable or impossible to bypass. So there are limits to what you can bypass when you install an operating system. So why does Windows 11 work on unsupported PCs? Well, the simple reason is that at the core, Windows itself does not use the minimum requirements to work. It just does one thing at boot up, and is to check if you have the minimum requirements. And if you do, it continues. If you don't, the bypass, what it does is simply go change the files that will tell Windows 11 what to check for before continuing. And that's the reason bypass works at that level, because you're just removing a check for a minimum requirement. This new minimum requirement doesn't work like that. This new minimum requirement actually will not have an option that's going to check if you have it. And even if it does, it doesn't matter, because once you have the install done, your PC, Windows itself, will use a CPU instruction that exists on newer CPUs but doesn't on older CPUs. This is always where the operating systems cannot work. This is at a core level that there's no patch possibility. It's the operating system asking at different places when it needs to do it to execute a CPU command. This is why we have new generations of CPU, by the way. A lot of it has to do with the fact that the CPUs over generations add new commands. They add new instruction sets. And these new instruction sets, of course, are there to add capabilities. So as we move on, the new instruction sets are used, but it depends on the software and it depends on the operating system. For example, newer CPUs have new instruction sets, but that doesn't prevent Windows from working on older CPUs because it's not an obligation. The operating system does not have to use these instruction sets, the new ones. But in this case, this will be a core feature. It will be, once you boot Windows in its operations, in its instructions it's sending to the CPU to execute, well, that instruction set, which is SSE 4.2 and SSE 4A, are needed. Without them, the instruction set isn't there, and Windows will crash because it just can't do anything. And actually, Microsoft does say that once, even if you install it by bypassing the security stuff, once it will boot, it just won't. It won't be capable of, because the instruction set doesn't exist in the CPU core. And this is not just at boot up that it's needed. It's constantly throughout the use of Windows 11. So this new instruction set that is going to be needed for Windows 11 24H2, sorry, there's no way to bypass that. You can't invent an instruction for the CPU. You can't. It has to be done through the instructions of the CPU itself. So this is a way to, it could be really needed for something that they will change in the operating system in the future. Are they doing it just because they're saying, hey, if we do it this way, we're blocking a certain number of machines? It's, it's Microsoft, but that will not be a possibility of bypass. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.